say this. Linda's going to talk about squatting.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in America don't realize that they can actually squat in this country, and because we have a whole thing about private property, like when we came in, a woman came to the door screaming, "This is a Kaiser-Permanente property, you can't come in here." And, you know, if she was out on the street, she might be thinking something different. You know, and
What might she be thinking differently?
She might be thinking, I'm a horrible person because I'm homeless, I don't deserve anything, and oh, I better not go do that because I'll end up in jail. And you know, I actually lived in Britain for almost 25 years, and I've only been back in this country a few years, and squatting is really organized over there. You know, it's more in the culture, whereas here, everything's just very different. And I'm hoping with so many foreclosures that that's kind of, you know, reviving some kind of action in the communities.
To do what?
Just for people, you know, to take control of their communities and to help each other out, and for it to not be dog eat dog and everybody at each other's throats.
So how is it different in England? Tell us about that. How is it different there? You say it's part of the social network there. How is it different from here?
I was there for a very long time. I was in England for almost 25 years, and it changed greatly in that time that I was there. When I went there, I went because I wanted to get away from the States. I wanted to go experience something different, and I had the opportunity to go. And it's changed so much now. It's very much security culture, you know, and paranoia, and it's getting very much like this country, and it's a real shame.
But you're saying that squatting is more acceptable and part of the social network.
Yeah.
In what way? Can you describe that a little bit?
I would say just the history of Britain, and just because it's legal and it's in a lot of the older, the ancient laws and things, whereas, you know, America, well, European America anyways, is a relatively young culture.
So what do? They let people squat. Is that what you're saying over there?
The squatting
them?
Yeah, the squatting laws actually changed, so they can actually get you out of a property within 24 hours if they have somebody else to come in. But it is still completely, perfectly legal to squat in England. I don't know about the Scottish squatting laws, but it is perfectly legal to squat in Britain.
So how is it different here?
How is it different here? It's not as organized. You know, the police can come in and like shoot you, and you know, you might get beaten up, and you know, you might get killed by the police in Britain, but it's more likely to happen here. It's more vicious here, I would say.
And is it against the law here to squat?
I think it depends, like city to city and state to state. The different laws, you know, apply to different things. Like I was staying in a squat over in Oakland over the weekend, and that house was empty for 40 years. I was astounded that there was even a property empty that long, either here in the East Bay or here in San Francisco. And the people have squatted it, they've cleaned it up, they're getting everything up to code, they've paid the back taxes, they're actually going to try to do an adverse possession and to try to get title to the property, and then people are going to live in it.
An adverse possession?
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
That's where you take an empty property and you pay the back taxes, and you can often get the title deed to the property, and the property becomes yours. And a lot of people don't realize that you can actually do that.
Can you do it in San Francisco, to your knowledge?
I would assume so. It's generally a thing across the country. You see these advertisements on the news or on the internet. You know, house sold for like $500, and all that is like a house that's been repossessed because of back taxes. So you go and you get that house, and you just pay the back taxes, and that property is yours. And there's legal ways to do it. And there needs to be more knowledge of that spread around in this country, really, I think.
So why primarily did you come here today? What was your very focused purpose? Was it just support? Was it, what did you hope to accomplish by coming here today, just basically?
To support what's going on, you know, to know that when I was on the street here, I nearly died, and just that I'm so happy that things like this are happening here.
That there are a group of people who are socially aware enough that they're trying to bring this to the public. Is that what you mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, and the thing that I like about this is that people haven't just like, you know, come in the night and then, you know, oh, by the way, this place is squatted. You know, we walked down the street and made it very public for the public to see it, for the news cameras to see it, for the police to see it, and that kind of makes it more for the, you know, the kind of the straight public to see, hey, hold on a minute, we can do that too, and it's not just, you know, like the crusties and the hippies and the punks doing it, which is awesome. But when an action like that is done, it kind of involves the general public, and I think that's really good.
You know, I was walking down the street behind this, and people were asking all along the way, what is this? So as I was explaining this, and I walked behind 3 teenagers, and I explained to them what was happening, and they said, maybe next time, and they said, it's terrible that we have homeless people, and they should have homes for them. They like got that. And they said, next time we'll march with you. Today we're going someplace, but and these were not just teenagers. There was one about 9, maybe 9, 10, 12. We were walking through Western Addition, the Fillmore area down to Visadero. So this is like an education all the way down the street. Thanks, Linda.
Awesome.